How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, my name is Micah Daly, and I'm your podcast host. Now, I'm just going to preface this podcast a little differently. This is a solo podcast, so it's just me talking about what's going on with the podcast and how I've thought about it. I made a cool YouTube video that's kind of more than just a podcast, so if you guys don't follow my YouTube, just type in Micah Daly, that's MICAHDIELE on YouTube, and I'll come up and you'll be able to find it and all the videos for all this stuff as well. So I want to apologize ahead of time for the sound. The sound in that video is the best it can be. I used an XLR microphone like these, but when you plug it straight into your computer, it sounds pretty bad. And by computer, I mean camera, of course. But that's just a preface about what the episode's going to be about and about the sound quality. And my second and most important thing I need to talk to you guys about is a huge shout out to Anchorage, Alaska. I don't know anybody in Anchorage, Alaska, but there's a lot of downloads coming from that area. So I just want to shout you guys out. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram. It's Micah, M-I-C-A-H, Daly, D-I-E-L-E. So just follow me on Instagram or message me. You don't even have to follow me. And just let me know how you found my podcast because I'm really interested to hear that. And if they get back to me, I'll let you guys know. Also, downloads. So Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts, for some reason, don't count plays, they count downloads. So please, if you guys aren't downloading my podcast, go back and hit download to all of them. And then if you are using Apple Podcasts, and even if you aren't using Apple Podcasts and use Spotify, as long as you have an iPhone, what would really help me out is if you guys went to the podcast app, found my name, and just give me a rating and a comment. That's going to help me boost into the algorithm way more than, obviously, if no one does that. So do that for me, please, and I would really appreciate it. And then I think that's all. So yeah, please enjoy this episode. It's a little different. I felt like a crazy person sitting outside talking, but I think I had some valid points, and I hope you enjoy it just like you enjoy all the other episodes of the show. Thanks again, you guys. This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Micah. For those of you who don't know, I have a podcast called Real Talk and Whatnot, and I've done about 11 episodes so far, and I just want to give you an update on what it's been like so far and where I hope and think it's going. So I have a podcast called Real Talk and Whatnot. Thank God it's not called Trail Talks and Whatnot. Shout out to Jimmy for helping me think of a name on the first episode. But basically, it's highlighting individuals that live within the Central Valley of California. And if you don't know where the Central Valley of California is, it's basically right in the heart of it. It's the bulk of California. That's what I would say. Yes, there's San Diego and LA. Yes, there's San Francisco and NorCal. However, where 50% of your food comes from is the Central Valley. And that's on the west of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and then on the east of all the mountains that you go through while you're going to the coast. And there lies this giant valley where basically, because of the climate change and everything else, has allowed the soil to be so nutritious, and that has in turn allowed the farming to boom in this area. Now, it has not always been like this. It used to be a desert at one point. I think that's true, so don't freaking quote me on that. Anyways, so my podcast is about the Central Valley, and it's about the talented individuals that live within here. Because when people think of California, like I said, they think of San Diego, they think of LA, they think of San Francisco, they think of Sacramento. That's a little bit of a stretch, okay? But it's so crazy Sacramento's our capital, you guys. Like, I mean, fun fact, why is Sacramento California's capital? They were trying to draw people to the Central Valley to live. That's why Sacramento, in the center of California, not center, but you get what I'm saying, is the capital. So, back to my podcast. And a lot of people think you need to move to LA, think you need to move to San Francisco or whatever, but the pandemic has showed, if anything has showed us, it's the pandemic, that like, you don't have to be anywhere. You can work from home, you can make it from home, you can do whatever you gotta do from home. And I just hope people have realized over the past year that like, whatever they've been waiting on or putting off, like just do it. Like you need to. Like I don't know. I have never known what I wanted to do with my life. I always felt like I was drawn to cameras. I was drawn to photography. I was drawn to socially talking to people. However, like I'm not a real estate person. I don't know. I've just been your classic kid growing up. I got a job at Starbucks, worked there for 5-6 years. Then I got a job as a waiter. Then I became a substitute teacher. And I thought I was going to be a teacher for a long time. I really wanted to be a teacher, or I thought I wanted to be a teacher. And then it wasn't until the pandemic hitting and me like kind of realizing that this is my moment. I need to seize it and do what I want to do with my life for the first time. So bought camera, bought all these other things. And for the first year when I was buying my camera, or from the first year after I bought my camera, it was just like, I just didn't know if I was even getting good at it. I was like, what am I doing right now? Like, am I even getting good? Like, I can't even tell. And then it wasn't until a full year had passed where like a memory had popped up on my Instagram or Facebook, and it said that like, here's your photos from a year ago. And I was like, wow, I have gotten better. Wow, like I'm actually am growing as a filmmaker, as a photographer, as a podcaster, whatever this is, you know what I mean? So I just think that my main goal is to show people and highlight the talented individuals that not only live in the 219, but people in general who are passionate about what they do. It doesn't have to be like, I'm a rapper, I'm an artist. I want people to come on who are real estate agents, who is a lawyer who is passionate about what they do, whoever it may be, whatever the occupation it is, a teacher who's passionate about what they do. I want people to come on and just be themselves and feel comfortable with it. I feel like we have so much to offer in this area, and everyone thinks you have to move away in order to become something. But like I said, that like the pandemic has showed us, that's not the case. Now, the first 10 episodes, let me go backwards. So basically, my podcast is highlighting individuals in the Central Valley because I feel like it's a forgotten part of California. Now, with that being said, the first 5-10 episodes, I mean, it was me trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? As anything. And when you're first starting out, you don't know exactly what you're doing. First podcast was pretty solid. Technical difficulties, of course, starting a podcast is way harder than you think, especially to do it in a good way. Everybody has podcasts, and it's just them talking with their group of friends with all their inside jokes. And honestly, nobody wants to listen to that. And I'm just letting you guys know that now. Like, that's what a couple of my episodes were. And that's because I was trying to find myself as a host. As a host, I have to feel comfortable. I don't want to feel awkward. And the funny thing is that I think that I have felt more awkward with the people I know the most than the people that I've known the least that have been on the podcast so far. I don't know where I'm going with this, you guys. This is all just off the top of my head. Well, I wanted to maybe make a video, talk on my YouTube channel, talk on the podcast, and just explain what I'm trying to go for. Now, I just want to create stuff, and I'm not a content creator because that's a bullshit fucking generic name, okay? I just want to create things, whether that's a commercial that I want to create, whether that's a client's work, whether that's a commercial for actually somebody, whether it's me wanting to work with a brand, whether it's me taking pictures for a brand, whatever it is. My dog is going ham on some grass, you guys. I guess that's why they don't have podcasts outside, because it's pretty distracting. But my main goal here, moving forward with the podcast, is that I really want to dive into it, okay? Like, I'm not worried about sponsors. I'm not worried about ads. I may say that on the podcast, but I'm just joking. My main focus is growing as a podcast host and just growing it as a community-based thing. So I live in Merced, California, for those of you who don't know. And I just want to shed light on this area because I really do think it's cool. And a lot of people don't think it's cool. And that's cool. You have an opinion. So do I. And I think that it's cool. But my main point here, moving forward, I really want to create content that is not only entertaining to maybe some people that I know, but entertaining to people who I don't know. And I'm going to start getting on people and try to do a little more research than I have been doing in the past because I really want this thing to grow. And I don't know what I want to come from it. I don't think I'm going to get paid for this necessarily. You know, that's not why I started this. It's not money-wise. But I want to create content that really entertains people and that shows them that, hey, go out and do what you want to do with your life. Because obviously, I want to get people who aren't from the 219 on my podcast. That's of course I do. Like, I want to have my friends who don't live in the area on my podcast. I want to have people, hopefully, you know, I don't know, it's like C-list celebrities, maybe D-list celebrities. I don't know what I'm saying here, you know, but I want to get people on the podcast who are passionate about what they do and just be an outlet and a reason that you are still chasing whatever that dream may be that you are chasing. Like, some people don't necessarily have the dreams where like they want to do this for the rest of their life. But me personally, I want to be able to create stuff for the rest of my life and do it my way. And this pandemic has allowed me to do that. And so I'm thankful for that reason of the pandemic. Obviously, I'm not thankful for blah, blah, blah. We don't have to talk about the deaths and everything else. Everybody gets it. But I just want to say thank you for listening so far, you guys. It really means a lot that this many people have been listening. And I don't necessarily know how many people because podcast stats suck. But if you're out there listening to this right now, I want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. And I'm trying to do my best to be the best person that I can be. And in turn, I hope that makes me the best podcast host that I can be. So thank you for watching once again, you guys.